He has a rather unique record of leaving a bank at a board level, starting a small NBFC called Capital First, growing it up to rupees 30,000 crores. He then merged that NBFC with a bank and took over as the MD and CEO of the combined bank. Well, he surely knows a lot about small and medium enterprises as he finances millions of them, and his loan book is near 1.2 lakh crore rupees. I'd like to invite up on stage Mr. V. Vaidyanathan, MD and CEO of IDFC First Bank, to give his address.
Good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here this evening. First of all, a very warm greetings for people at ET Now for organizing this very important event, Leaders of Tomorrow, Seasons 9 Awards and Conclave. When we think of entrepreneurship, what do we mean? We mean business. When we mean business, we mean demand. Someone has to consume our products. And that's when the economy itself plays a very huge role in the success of all of us as entrepreneurs. Now, on that front, I'm sure all of you would agree with me that the way the Indian economy bounced back after wave 1, and the way it bounced back after wave 2, we all, I hope, agree that there is a underlying demand is very, very strong in India. As all of us know, human beings are consumers. They consume all their life. You know, when they're a child, they consume maybe milk. When they grow up a little more, maybe they buy cycles or something. They grow up a little more, they buy two-wheelers. After that, they consume cars. They consume clothes. They consume goods. They consume medicines. Human beings are consumers all their life till death. And that consumption in this country of 1.3 billion people is very, very strong, as proven from the way the economy and the consumption bounced back after both the waves. Second thing is that specifically now, we are seeing all the indicators of the economy, whether it's GDP, home sales is, rocketing now, FMCG goods, every one of the consumption is now firing, which is actually good for all entrepreneurs here. The second thing is, when we think of what powers economies, is credit. Now, on the credit front, let me share a statistic with you since I'm from the banking sector. The Indian banking sector, outstanding credit, banking system alone is about 108 lakh crore. NBFC credit is about 20 lakh crores, but close to 8 lakh crores of bank lending has gone to NBFCs. If you net it off, there's a total credit banks plus NBFC put together after adjusting the duality is about 120 lakh crores. Of the 120 lakh crores, close to about 55 lakh crores is for large entrepreneurs who have borrowed credit. Of the balance, about maybe 70 odd lakh crores, there comes small entrepreneurs, there come consumers who have bought cars, homes, etc., and home loans, car loans, etc. That's about 25, 26 lakh crores. It's got agriculture, all of that put together. But that story is changing so very sharply. That's why we say leverage. How leveraged are you? And who gets leverage? Large corporates got leverage. And leverage is, why is it called leverage? It's a lever. It's got the power. That's why Archimedes said that give me a lever long enough and I will move the world. What did he mean? He said, give me a lever long enough, give me a fulcrum, I'll move the world. That's the power of leverage. And that leverage power was largely with large corporates thus far. Now small entrepreneurs are getting that credit. I'm from the banking system. Let me tell you that we have lived this life quite a long time. Our loan book was only 94 crores in 2010. In 2010. By 2018, it was 30,000 crores. Today, it is about 1.2 lakh crores. So it's just gone up. And large component of small entrepreneurs. So, we've financed millions of small entrepreneurs, let me tell you. And the leverage component for small entrepreneurs is very low. I told you the statistics. Now, they never got the lever by the classical Archimedes quote. But now it is changing in India, and all of you hopefully will experience it. Because everyone knows that financing should be done through cash flow and all that stuff, and not necessarily the income tax returns. But of late, the ability to grab data, to get data from multiple sources, put them together, earlier, if you were to give a loan, you'd probably take a bank statement, someone would sit and analyze it, take a decision whether you're good or bad for a loan. Now all that comes to electronically. The system quickly computes the cash flow. The system quickly computes the extent of leverage. All that is already there from the system. All comes electronically. Of late, of course, the GST is a big deal because that really is a very good benchmark of how cash flows comes in the system. Just about a couple of weeks ago, account aggregator got launched, a very powerful concept. So this theory or this situation that for close to maybe 75 years of independence, small entrepreneurs did not get credit, that situation is going to change very, very, very quickly. And that is the reason you're seeing for the last 3 or 4 years, the large corporate credit has not grown, but small entrepreneur credit is growing by maybe 15-20% a year. So lesser NPA, better credit quality because of cash flow and all that stuff. So I feel it's a mega moment coming because of the power of leverage. The fifth thing, let me say, is a very big change happening in India. It's a migration from the unorganized to the organized. It's a very big change. If you see close to about 85% or 84% of all kiranas in the country are all unorganized, retailing. And by the way, it's close to $1 trillion market. And 85% is unorganized, 84%. Only 16% is organized. And of the 16%, only 4% is online. So you get a sense that when that 16 starts becoming, 25, 30, 35, 40, how big that, market is going to become. Similarly, the medicines market or the wellness market is all largely unorganized. You see one Apollo, you see one hospital or Fortis, but you see largely, it's like the roadside, doctors who are there giving solutions, so to say. And education market is largely unorganized, classrooms, how we all grew up in blackboards and all that stuff. Now it's becoming online. So every industry, whether it's retail, medicine, education, entertainment, commerce, every one of them is now becoming offline to online. And that is one big mega play going on. And for that, just for all of us entrepreneurs to observe the trend and to say that this is happening in India is really of no use. We will not be leaders of tomorrow, and entrepreneurs cannot be if they're not sitting on the new bandwagon of India becoming digital. Otherwise, we'll be spectators, and someone else will just walk away. And by the way, if India doesn't get this right, you see all the Amazons and the, all the global corporations walking away with many of the owners and building trillion-dollar market caps. So the point is, therefore, that the leaders of tomorrow, we just set the tone by saying GDP is growing. True, we set the tone that credit is growing, bottom of the pyramid. True, new industries are coming up. True, unorganized to organized is happening. True, unbranded to branded is happening. True, everything is true. But for entrepreneurs to take full advantage of that, we have to have the digital play. Otherwise, we will really not be leaders of tomorrow. And the last closing comment would be on taxation. I'd actually say that, look, small entrepreneurs really have a tough life. There's lack of scale, higher cost of credit, we know all the issues. And therefore, my quick comment would be that I have always been wishing and propagating the concept that just like our personal income tax structures are progressive, you pay low tax rate for the lowest slab, and then you pay higher and higher. Like that, if our corporate tax structure was progressive, whereby we pay maybe 5% or something for the first crore or 2 crores of income and then goes up, then I think a lot of small entrepreneurs will get some extra shoulder over the larger entrepreneurs to just come, be able to compete in that game. So that would be a quick comment. And I wish all the entrepreneurs who come through all the difficult times last year, who got their successes and can bring the awards, my heartiest compliments. And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Bye.